Today, let us discuss a very important theorem known as Lagrange's theorem. The statement of Lagrange's theorem is this: the order of a subgroup of a finite group is a divisor of the order of the group. Order means the number of elements present in it, that you know. Order of a group means the number of elements present in a group. Okay, let us state this theorem here. Alright, headlines: Lagrange's theorem. Very important theorem. It has been asked so many times in the examinations, and the statement of this theorem is this: the order of every subgroup of a finite group is the divisor of the order of the group. The order of the group. The order of every subgroup of a finite group is the divisor of the order of the group. That is, you can state this in another fashion also. Let G be a finite group. Let G be a finite group and H be any subgroup of G, and H be any subgroup of G. Then prove that order of H divides order of G. See, the statement is very clear. Suppose if G is a finite group and H is any subgroup of G, then prove that order of H divides order of G. Yes, the proof of this, as I told you, this is a very important theorem. Okay, let me take here. He has given that G is a finite group and H is a subgroup of G, and I wanted to prove that order of H divides order of G. Let us take here order of H is equal to say M, and order of G is equal to N here, and I wanted to prove that M divides N here. M divides N. Okay, in order to prove this, since it is given that H is a subgroup of G, you can note one point: always order of H is less than or equal to order of G. Since H is a subgroup of G, order of H is always less than or equal to order of G. That is, M is less than or equal to M. If I say this, there are two possibilities. M is less than or equal to M means M may be equal to order of H is less than or equal to order of G means there arises two cases. One is order of G is equal to H, or G is equal to H you can say, and another point is G is not equal to H. In both the cases we have to prove that order of H divides order of G. There arises two cases. There arises two cases. Case one is either G is equal to H. Second one is G is not equal to H. These are the two possibilities. If I say order of H is less than or equal to order of G, then there arises two cases. One is either G is equal to H or G is not equal to H. Case 1 you consider. Case 1, let G is equal to H. Let G is equal to H you take. Then here it implies that N is equal to M. Then order of G is equal to order of H. Means here N is equal to M. If I say N is equal to M, then you can see that M divides N. If I say 2 is equal to 2, then you can say 2 divides 2 also. Okay. In that fashion, N is equal to M means it implies that M divides M. That is the order of H divides order of G. Okay, so for that you can write, and then the result is obviously true. Then the result is obviously true. Obviously true it is. Next, go for the second case. Case 2, let G is not equal to H. Case 2 it is. Case 2, let G is not equal to H. We say that two sets are equal if and only if H is a subset of G and H is equal to G. Suppose if I say G is not equal to H, implies what? There exists at least one element A belonging to G. A belonging to G, which is not the element of H. Then only we say G is not equal to H. G is not equal to H means there is some element A belonging to G such that A does not belongs to H. There is some element, say A belonging to Z such that A does not belongs to H. A does not belongs to H. This is the meaning of the G is not equal to H. G is not equal to H. And but here we have taken here order of H is equal to M. Since order of H is equal to M means there exists M different elements in H. There exists M different elements in H. This implies that H has M different elements. M different elements. M has and M different elements. Let me take here H is equal to the set of all elements of this type, say H1, S2 and so on, HM, where of course all the elements of H are different. Call this result as the result number 1. All these elements, you must note here, all these elements are different. All these elements are different here. All these elements are different. Now consider a new set. Now consider a new set. Consider a new set of elements. Say it is H1A, H1B, H1A into H2A into and so on HMA here. HMA. Now let us just think of these elements. What is say about these elements here? See, you observe here. We have taken H1A into S2A into HMA. Let me call this set of elements as 2. And here you can observe one thing. H1, H2, HM. These are all the elements of G. Why? These are all the elements of G. Why? See, H1, H2 and HM are the elements of H. And H is a subset of G. Therefore, every element of H is an element of G. Right? So, each HI belongs to G here. And A is an element of G. HI is an element of G. A is an element of G. Therefore, each HIA means H1A, H2A and so on up to HMA are the elements of G that you can claim here. Yes, since A belongs to G and HI belongs to G, HI belongs to G, implies that each HIA belongs to G and all of them are different, and all of them, that is important, all of them are different. All of them are different. Why? Because since HI is not equal to HJ for any IJ, HI is not equal to HJ for every I comma j here, as in 1, as in equation number 1, because all the elements of H are different, means HI is not equal to HJ. So, all these elements H1A, S2A and so on up to HMA are all different. And further, all the elements of 1 are different from those of 2. Definitely this is true. Elements of 1 and elements of 2. These are all together different. Further, all the elements of 1 and 2 are different. 1 and 2 are different. 1 and 2 are different. And from 1 and 2 are different. If then what about G here? G may be union of both 1 and 2. G may be union of 1 and 2. If G is the union of, G is the union of 1 and 2, we have then what about order of H? Come on, tell me. If G is the union of 1 and 2, 1 is set of all H, which is H1, S2 and so on up to HM, and G is H1A, S2A and HMA. My question is, what is order of H? Order of H means the number of elements present in that set. So what is the number of elements there? M. And what is the number of elements of G? number of elements of G. Remember, it is the union of 1 and 2. Means G may contain either the elements of 1 or the elements of 2 or both. Yes, these are m elements and these are also m elements. Total number of elements is 2m. It is 2m. Yes, if order of H is equal to m and order of G is equal to 2m, my question is whether m divides 2m or not. It is evident that m divides m. My question is whether m divides 2m or not. Multiples of 2. Yes, you see, for example, 3 divides 6. My question is whether 3 divides 2 into 6 or not. Definitely 3 divides 2, 6 are 12. Whether 3 divides 12 or not? No doubt. Okay. So if m is the order of H and 2m is the order of G, then it implies that m divides 2m. M divides 2m, which divides obviously, which is obvious. What is your m here? What is your m? Order of H. What is 2m? Order of G. Is it clear? Suppose if doing so, doing like this, means taking h1 is equal to h1 s2 and so on up to hm, and G is equal to h1a, s2a and hma. Suppose if some elements of G are left out, say one element B belongs to G is left out, B belongs to G is left out, then you consider one this set, a new set, which is suppose A ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ B ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಾದ್ರೆ, then definitely you may consider the elements of this type h1b, s2b and so on up to hmb. It is hmb. Yes, you can say here again, if G is not exhausted, means it is completely taken. I mean, you have not taken all the elements of G. Suppose one element, there will be some B belongs to G here. There will be some element, say B belongs to G. Which is neither in 1 nor in 2. Which is neither in 1, neither in result number 1 or in 2 or in 2. Both. We have order of H is equal to 1 into. We get a new set. So it is the set of all h1b, s2b, and so on hmb. Call this set as a set. It is a 3. Now say I have taken G is not exact set and G contains some element B belonging to Z, which is neither in 1 and 2. Now you can construct one more new set, which is h1b, s2b and so on up to hmb. Now what is, say G is the union of, you please listen to me here, G is the union of either result number 1 or result number 2 or result number 3. Then what is, my question is, what is the order of G? As good as the earlier discussion. Yes, correct. It is 3m. Either 1 or 2 or 3 means 3 times m. So definitely if order of h, order of h is m and order of g is 2m, then definitely this the order of m divides order of m. Since hi belongs to h, since hi belongs to h and v belongs to g, hi belongs to h, implies that hi belongs to g because h is a subgroup of g and v belongs to g here. This implies that each HIB belongs to G here, belongs to G, and all the elements of 3 are different, and all the elements of 3 are different. If so is the case, further the elements of 3 are different from 1 and 2. Further the elements of 3 are different from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2. Now if G is exhausted, now if G is exhausted means it is completely closed, then what is the order of G here? Then order of G is equal to 3m, because since what I have told, G is the union of 1, 2 and 3, means it is a 3m. Order of G is equal to 3m. But here it is given that order of H is equal to m, order of G is equal to what it is 3m. Therefore you can say this implies m divides 3m, which is obvious. M means order of H, 3m means order of G. In that case also it is true. Suppose I have told you here, if G is exhausted, suppose it is not exhausted, means the same process as I did above, it repeats how many times? K times. It repeats K times. Then G contains Km elements. Order of G is equal to Km. Order of G is equal to Km means, and we know that M divides Km. M divides Km. Okay. Yes, if G is not exhausted, if G is not exhausted, let the process terminate. Let the process terminate. How many times? Terminate after k number of steps. After k number of steps. Then in that case, as I told you, the order of G is equal to k. Then order of G is equal to Km. Order of G is equal to Km. Then it implies that M divides Km. M divides Km means M divides Km means This implies that m divides k into m is n. That is order of h divides order of k. Hence the proof. Hence the proof. So in both the cases, when g is equal to h and g is not equal to h, we have proved order of g divides order of is divisor of order. Otherwise, order of h divides order of g. It is a very, very important theorem. Yes, go to your home and please write down these things once again, so that you can make yourself perfect. And we have different consequences, about 9 consequences of Lagrange's theorem. Let us take all those as the corollaries. Of course, by this Euler has worked out, Fermat has worked out, and we further call them as Euler's theorem and Fermat's theorem. So one by one we should discuss the consequences of Lagrange's theorem. Okay.